Most of us would never try to service our own cars. We certainly wouldn't try to replumb our own bathrooms. Well, at least most of us wouldn't. So why do we insist on trying to work out our own tech? Stick with me. This is something we need to talk about. Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine is your business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 714. It is Mindset Monday, and we're going to be talking about why people keep doing tech tasks that perhaps should have been handed off a couple of years ago, or yonks ago, whatever. Very Australian, yonks ago. Let me start by setting the scene. If your car needs a service, if it's broken and it needs to be fixed, you'll take it to a mechanic. If a pipe bursts, if your shower isn't working, if your drains back up, if your toilet backs up, you'll call a plumber. If a wall in your house needs moving, if you want to add a new room, if you want to remodel your kitchen, you'll call a builder. You'll hire a builder. But when our tech doesn't work, emails break, you want to build your website, you want to update your website, it's not working. The website's just not working. So many of us will spend time trying to work out what's going wrong and how to fix it, or how to do it themselves rather than hiring a specialist. Nobody actually questions paying for the first three, the mechanic, the plumber, or the builder. We might question how much we have to pay them, but we don't question the need to have to pay them. But tech somehow feels different. It feels like it should be different. And the question is why? Pretty much, I think, it's because every advert for a tool or a system markets itself as so easy, anyone can do it. Think about it. That project management system you've been looking at, that task management system, oh yeah, just, you're only using 20% of your data. Just sign up. Tag your data and you'll have access to all of this information in minutes. It's never quite that easy. The website builders that are out there and say, oh yeah, you want to sell your products online and you want to sell thousands of dollars of products, you can do that within hours of signing up for our product here. They make it sound easy. It sets an expectation that tech shouldn't cost much and shouldn't need a specialist. The other side to this sort of mindset thing is that I simply just don't have the budget. And that's often genuinely true. And it should be something that you consider every single time. Startups need to be frugal, and sometimes DIY makes sense early on. Sometimes you want to introduce a new process into your business and you don't want to spend a whole heap of money in getting it implemented. You want to test it out first. Sometimes doing it less expensively, keeping the DIY in-house makes sense. The problem there is recognizing when you've outgrown that stage and when you need to bring in help to help you outsource it or get the help to take that on and take it off of your plate. What that all comes down to is that when someone quotes real money to do a proper job, I say a proper job, the price feels wrong because the expectation that tech shouldn't cost much, and it certainly shouldn't need a specialist, was set years ago and is reinforced regularly. So in comparison, the cheaper option always looks reasonable. The DIY option always looks reasonable. Let me give you an example before I go on to what it actually costs, okay? The example is one that I experienced myself. I wanted to do, and I still do want to do, our little hand drawn educational videos for this channel. I love I love the medium. I love the how that looks, and I just think it's great. I've got a script written for a particular piece of educational material I want to put out. I thought, I could do that with a doodle. I don't have to do this talking face thing. I don't have to go and find graphics. I don't have to do screenshots. I don't have to do screen walkthroughs. I can just use the doodles to do it. There are programs out there that sell this and, $67 lifetime access. You can have your video, your educational video, your promotional video up and running in minutes. I thought, cool. They had a free trial. I'll give it a go. I got into it and I thought, okay, I've got my storyboard. I'd actually spent the time to write out my storyboard and write out what I wanted to do. I thought, I'll just start with this first scene that I want, the first part of it that I want. I went to look for the doodles that would help me, because when you get into them, they've got pre-packaged animation. So if I wanted something that showed an email server, for example, I would have to go and find that and put it in there. Well, of course, I didn't have that. That's a really specific need. Of course, it's a really specific need. I had a really specific thing that I wanted to do. But if I'd wanted a building or I wanted a tree, I could have used a building or a tree because they're in there, they're prepackaged. Everyone wants a building or a tree except me, apparently. Uh, I could use those. But if I wanted my own specific thing, if I wanted something, even if it was a generic specific thing, I didn't have to be a specific type of email server. It just needed to be an email server, something that said this is email on it, right? I had to go and find a designer to create the animation that I could then import into the tool that then I could put onto my storyboard and do my video. It looked easy. I was sold right up front that this is easy and you've got very little you need to do on it. But in the long run, what it turned out to me, and this is why I haven't done it yet, it would be easier for me in the long run to do this and make sure that I'm not spending so much time handling this, and it comes down to what it actually costs. It would be easier for me to go and find or get my graphic designer trained up on how to do this stuff, let them handle that and let them learn that tool, or find someone that already knows how to do that and let them give me the finished product without me having to worry about any of that. Why? Well, there's an actual cost to all of this, right? It's not just the cost of the tool. For me to do those videos myself and for someone else to go and build their website themselves or someone else to manage their email themselves, whether that's DIY, whether you get someone else in to help you because they're considerably cheaper than the other quote you got, whether it's the mate down the road, your auntie, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your cousin, who says, don't worry about it, I can help you do this. First of all, there's the time taken to get the job done. I don't know how many of you have actually had a mate say, I'll help you out, and then gone back 3 months later and said, where's that website you were building me? Oh, I haven't got it finished yet. That's a common one. I see that one a lot. And when you finally do get it, the job looks done, but typically it's never done well. And when I say done well, it's done adequately. It will do the job for now, but it's never done well. That's because typically when someone is quoting you a lower cost, when something is you've got to reduce your cost to get it out the door right then and there, you do, and your providers will do what is easy for them to get it out within the budget they quoted you. That doesn't necessarily mean it's right for you in the long term. It doesn't mean that it makes it easier to manage later on or maintain or update later on. I see it with websites a lot. People say, oh, yeah, I had this $200 website built. And people still do $200 websites, apparently. But I can't maintain it. It's now breaking. I'm now being told that the hosting provider needs to update the version of PHP, but they can't because my website keeps falling over. I can't update the website because I just can't. What do I do? How do I handle it? So the point is that your providers and even yourself, if you're doing it DIY, you will do what is cheapest for you to do right then and there without, and I'm trying not to make that an absolute thing. Okay, sometimes we don't, but generally we'll do what is cheapest to do right then and there. We will stick a band-aid on something and we will come back later and hope and pray that we remember what we need to do and what needed to be fixed up and finished off later on. So that's what that means. That's part of the cost of going DIY or least cost. A proper job costs more upfront because the work goes into making it easy for you going forward. So my example of those animated videos that I want to do, I could spend the time now. I could learn the tool. I could take time out of doing my podcast episodes. I could take the time out of delivering work for clients, which then affects my invoicing, which then affects my delivery, which then affects my reputation because I'm not delivering things that people have asked me to deliver, to learn how to do this. Or I can set out a proper program. What I decided to do, I set out a proper program, look at what it's going to cost me to do, and then work out when I can start to implement it. Is this something I need now? Is it something I can do later? Is it going to impact my bottom line? Is it going to take me away from doing what I do best for my clients in order to grow my business? So the real cost of a cheap route, whether that's DIY or whether it's going with the cheapest options, it's the cost of the tools. It's the learning curve and the time that it takes to learn that tool. It's the brand damage that can occur if you get it wrong or when you get it wrong, because nine times out of, well, not nine, a lot of the time it can just, it doesn't quite work right. So someone might try to buy a service from you and it doesn't go through. And then they say, well, we're not going to go back to them. And that's word of mouth and that damages your brand. It's trying to maintain something that might not work properly to begin with. It's the fixing the problems when they occur. Not that they don't occur on proper jobs either. Trust me, I know they occur. And then it's the opportunity cost. It's the everything you haven't been doing while you were buried in trying to do this yourself or manage the cheaper option and get that running. All right. I don't want to bang on too much about it. I'm sure most of you understand that, if you go for a lower cost option or you try to do it yourself, that's taking your time away from either, your business or, like me, I did it on a weekend, my personal life. It has a toll because then I had to go back to work and I was going to work that weekend anyway. So there was stuff that I had to put off, whatever. There is a real cost to trying to do it yourself. The question is, how do we change our mindsets around this? What is the mindset shift we need to make this work for us? I've already acknowledged that sometimes DIY is important. Sometimes you need to do it yourself. You need to recognize when it's time that you shouldn't be doing it yourself and you need to get help in. So the thing that I'm going to say is the most important mindset shift that we can all come to, not just with tech, but with just about everything we do. But let's say tech. It's to stop treating tech like it's different from every other skilled job. You're already paying people to do things properly because they're trained, because they have the skills. Tech should be no different. I'm not saying you shouldn't be developing tech skills yourself, but there is a point to which you can develop a tech skill and still be competent and not have to know the nitty-gritty. All right, guys, what do you think? This is a bit of a different episode. I've tried a different format, more conversational rather than just reading my notes off here. What do you think? Is that a mindset shift that you can come at? What have I missed in terms of why do we keep trying to do it ourselves? Um, every time I sort of do this, I have all these other thoughts come up about why this happens. I'd love your thoughts. I really would. So please leave comments wherever you're watching or listening to this episode. If it was useful or interesting or something, please give it a like and maybe share it with a friend. Let them know about it. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so and ring that notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. And please remember that one of the reasons I do all of this is I'm here to help you guys. I'm here. You can hire me to help you do your tech, manage your tech, wrangle your tech. There you go. If you haven't already booked a free 30-minute breakthrough session to try and work out where you can get the best bang for your buck, so to speak, please do so. Come across to askcharlyleetham.com and click the button in the top right-hand corner. It says book your free breakthrough session. Click there. I'm happy to talk to you for the 30 minutes. If you have already booked your session and used your session for yourself and or your company, one per person and or company, I am available to hire. Please reach out, have a chat to me, and we will see what works best for you. I've got some programs that I can put forward for you. All right, guys, that is it for today. Have a really great week. I will see you on Wednesday for Walkthrough Wednesday. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.